Yeah. Ooh. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Oh, that's.
Hey, I just got one of these ring lights. You people hear about these things?
It's hard to fit your beer through them, though.
Really only 2 beers in, but so much weed.
Living like it's 5.
So much weed.
Oh, right. Yeah, you.
Not even today, just in general. It's in the brain.
Just been flying with the angels.
I have to cope with the spiders.
Yes.
There's so many.
See, it is the summer of spiders because it's not just Oregon. Our house is infested. Every time I turn on some new spider or Carol scream and she's like, "Come kill this thing," and I got to go in there with a paper towel and a spray bottle and catch it.
You catch them? You catch them or you kill them?
Fucking A. What? Awesome. Someone brought us a pie. Yeah, I squish them. I squish them.
You said that with the kind of disdain where something crappy happened and you didn't care.
No. It's a fucking fried ice cream pie.
Wait, what?
Yeah, fried vegan ice cream pie.
It's really good though.
It's the greatest thing ever.
Fry cream pie? Fraggin pie? You got fraggin pie?
The fraggin pie.
Fried.
It's a pie that's been fraggened.
It's so good.
I'm from space.
That's incredible.
At least we're taking the show seriously.
Yeah, and really, please, every time you show up, people cheer. Like, get these.
Oh, people like, put your significant others on. They have better stories.
Without a doubt, they're tired. They're tired of us. We're the 2 guys that are always in the bar, and everyone who visits Hey Girl is just like, when are the chicks showing up, man?
Yeah.
Let's take
I just had to get out of the house. What, wife harping on you now? Too much fun.
She's too good at it.
You know how tough it is? She roller skates with hot coffee. That's literally what happens in this house. That's
God bless.
Threat.
I were you at the what was that place, the Dirty Redhead in Santa Monica? Remember that bar?
The Bitter Redhead.
Bitter Redhead. And Michael Connell had that show. And one night, Doug Stanhope dropped in, and there was a super old guy who was very drunk. And Doug was like, "What's your problem, man?" You know, and he's like, "My wife and I are fighting, and I thought I'd have some fun." And Doug just lit into him like, "So then you ruin everyone else's fun by getting too fucked up?" And he made it really awkward for the guy. The guy's like trying to be like, "Come on, this is a place for boys to hang out." And Doug's like, "You're not a boy. You're so old, your life has passed you by." Like, it was this insane thing where everyone's like, "Oh, Doug."
Those seaside drunks, that's a different type of drunk.
Yep. And he was the drunk with money. Like, you could tell this guy like was not your salty dog who you'd expect to be in the bar like that.
Yeah, you're either homeless or you're a millionaire in Venice.
Yeah, that's really it.
There's no middle class in Venice.
No.
Yeah, that place was always like just doing any kind of show on like in Santa Monica where it was just pretty people that never understood self-deprecating humor.
Mm-mm.
Like, I just been like, I don't like myself or something. People would be like, why not? Come on.
Yeah.
Like, they just could not understand it.
I did a Coca-Cola commercial in 1996, and my kids will never have to pay the rest of them.
Yeah, man, I'm just grabbing spiders with my bare hands now.
Okay.
I'm like the most low rent Tiger King you could have. I'm like, oh, look at this. Oh, look at this little guy.
Do you sell off
baseball pitch him outside?
You free him? Okay.
grab them, I'd chuck them. We got some silver dollar daddies hanging around now. Those are creeping me out. The little guys, I was all right. Got like spiders with fat legs. I don't like those.
Oh no, that's no good. When you can make out their musculature and their body frame.
Oh yeah, like spiders with like 8 biceps.
No,
it's just like lifting so many weights.
No, not my jam.
Oh, anyway, we're burying the lead. What's the first full week of you being a dad like?
Well, this is my first day without, like, my parents were in town. My parents, John and Jane, drove down in an RV after quarantining for 2 weeks and lived with us for 5 days, and it was great.
5 days? They only help for 5 days?
I mean, it's
lazy sons of bitches.
If I was on the road and Kara was working, my mom was going to come in September and be here for at least a month. But
their young son just had his first child.
I know, fresh as a daisy, right out of college, having a kid.
He's so unprepared and disorganized.
Come on.
He's only had 4.5 decades to get it together.
Kid pissed all over my comic books. When do they bring the diapers to your house? Damn it. But she's great. She doesn't fuss too much. She wakes us up every 3 hours to eat at night. We go right back to sleep. And it's been cool. We didn't even need much help, but they were just around. We just cooked food and had some wine and chilled. It was awesome.
Coffee on the gums in the morning, whiskey on the gums at night.
Just a spritz of bourbon right in the face.
The whole face. We tape her eyes closed first. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
She typically has like the expression of a drunk person that is realizing they're in an argument that they probably started, but they don't remember it. And they want to get out of the argument. Like she's always kind of got that kind of face.
Like the whole world's, everything's brand new. Like not just, and it's like the stuff I can only imagine, the stuff that you don't remember about, like, all right, I guess I got to eat that because that's why I feel this way. Oh, and then it comes out over there. This doesn't seem like it makes sense, but I'm sure there's a system in place.
And you can't focus on things, so you cross-eye all the time. Like her eyes cross all the time, trying to focus on something right in front of her. The weirdest thing. I didn't know that they did that.
Just avoid making any jokes about how like taking care of a baby is taking care of a tiny drunk person, because that's every comedian's.
I've done that bit so many times.
I've seen it a lot, and like, yeah, it's like drunk people are babies, or babies are drunk people.
Nick Swartzen had that joke, dozens of other people for sure.
Unless you steer it into like, taking care of my kids like taking care of a drunk person, mostly because I give my kid bourbon. Yeah, and so my kid's legitimately drunk.
I'm starting her on a horrible habit for the rest of her life.
And then you translate into that, like, well, hey man, if vaccines are all about given a little bit of the disease to be immune, I'm going to make my kid a little bit alcoholic to make them immune to alcoholism. All right,
which is a disease.
All right, pro-vaxxers. All right, you pro-vaxxers.
Just brutal. No, she's actually very muscular. She's a strong baby. Like the doctor was like, whoa, she's really strong. Because she'll just like flip like incredible core strength.
Did she rip out of your wife like the Powell Peralta logo?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Bones Brigade. Oh God. That's not what I had in mind.
No, she wasn't strong then, but just in the, I don't know. I guess Kara's breast milk is just, it's pure creatine or something. Yeah.
I imagine every birth to look like the Bones Brigade logo. So
probably.
Speaking of which, somebody on Patreon had a question, Matt. What would be the funniest thing other than a baby girl that Kara could have given birth to?
The Bones Brigade logo.
Yeah, I think Kyle answered that right there.
A vindictive skeleton.
I don't know about a series of helium-filled balloons that don't pop, but just glitter. And then a baby. that's holding strings attached to the balloons and comes out.
She just rode out of there on a kayak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would probably be Rose. I mean, she farted today, and it sounded like an elephant being sarcastic, like a sassy, like an elephant walking by and being like, fuck yourself. Like,
you squeeze her to get a little bit more out.
She was in the crib and she made that fart, and I was just like, what? I couldn't tell what it was. Was that something outside? What was that noise?
No, you'd be proud of that. You'd be proud of that one.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
How's
How's Rachel doing?
It's good. It's just us with this cat that I think has, I don't know, it's blind. The joke today was like, what if we had to get the cat transition lenses because it's got light sensitivity?
Is that same one?
It's Dirt Nap. We just been hanging out with Dirt Nap. We just thought, like, what if you were just like all scratched up? You're like, what happened? Like, trying to get my cat's contact lenses in. Fucking
just impossible.
Just a veterinarian being like, well, you can get contact lenses for the cat, or you can get these nerdy glasses. We're like, well, we don't want a cat to be made fun of.
No,
give us the contact lenses.
Yes, exactly.
It's getting weird up here, man.
Yeah,
it's getting real weird, and I am not putting any brakes on it.
You shouldn't. You need to embrace it. We're now that we're settling in with this one, and she seems pretty chill. We're talking about maybe road trips, maybe go to Portland, maybe go really nuts and go across the country and end up in Massachusetts in time for Thanksgiving, because Karen's not going back to the office until at least beginning of next year. All my dates got shoved. You don't have anything for the rest of the year, do you?
I don't have any. I still have some stuff maybe in Chicago in that run I had that leads up to Thanksgiving, just right now to see what happens. But more than likely, nothing for the rest of the year.
I still have something in Massachusetts that hasn't officially been moved, but it's just a matter with all these dates. It's just a matter of time before it's like there are dates that they'll jump to if need be, and they're just waiting.
Yeah,
there's no way.
That's why I said I don't want to be the comic that's like, we're doing it, because I would not want. I would hope that I have and I hate using the term fan base, but I would hope I would have a fan base and be like, well, thanks, jerk, because now we have to use these tickets for a show that we don't want to go to.
Right.
I don't know. I'm so in between, like, what the information is. Like, I'm starting to let it get to me of like, well, what's this information? Well, what's this testing?
Yeah.
What's this? But I'm not like horny for life as it was.
Ted Alexandro had the funniest and most dead-on tweet where he's like, the same comics who had no problem bumping 4 comics to go long on a bill are the exact same comics who, when this thing happened, just were like started booking all, like, just doing any show. Like, fuck it.
Oh yeah. No, that's I was trying to think of like how many as we both sit here with beards, but how many of like the broed out like bearded dudes are anti-mask, like it's just uncomfortable, I don't like having something on my face.
But yeah.
How much of your own mustache do you eat every day with your venison fucking sandwich?
What was it, Chad Daniels? If I wear a mask, how am I supposed to get all that American Eagle jizz in my mouth?
I don't know. Like I said, man, I think it's going to be Sprinter van that I stand on top of, and to avoid the legality, just like, hey, man, I'm practicing stand-up in this parking lot. Do with that information what you will. I'm not telling you to gather, and I'm not telling you how to gather if you should choose to gather.
Well, we got to talk to our guest about that, because she's out in New York, I think Brooklyn, and like they're doing those rooftop shows, those outdoor shows. I think way more than is happening on the West Coast that I've seen.
Have you written any new jokes? Have you written jokes? I think I may have written jokes last night, but I'm not sure. Do you want to go? You want to do this one? The Russian roulette of what's the last joke you wrote?
Okay. Let me see. Let me pull up see what I got here.
Oh boy.
I
Okay.
did a set, like Cobb's Comedy Club did this, like they do this weekly thing. I made that one, but that's the closest one I've done to actually doing comedy.
I wrote this last night. I wonder if during 9/11, when the first twin tower fell, the other twin felt it, or was it like for the brief moment, finally my time to shine? 9/11 jokes, because those
Sure.
are real fun. Those are real funny.
I got a terrible one. I feel like when this pandemic hit and they reopened in the middle of it, Vegas dropped a huge opportunity at a really good ad campaign. Las Vegas, want to really gamble?
What happens in Las Vegas, you take back to your small communities and
spread.
actually and create a longer timeline for this pandemic we're all trying to overcome.
What happens in Las Vegas goes home with you and kills half your family. Let's rewrite that. I don't,
Man, this is just weed so good. I keep checking my earthquake app.
that's great. I love that one.
I think it just means I'm getting real violent heart palpitations. This is fun. This should be a new segment. Is let's read bad jokes. We're not selling them.
I love it.
What do you got?
Here's a really weird one. I feel bad for the single, horny young people right now. Orgasm is like building a little house that immediately goes away. So when you masturbate, no one sees it.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Was I talking about? Oh,
I always ask if I could be alpha male next.
that's a good toss off.
It's got the seeds. It's got the seeds of something,
Mm-hmm. I miss seeing someone more famous than me on the plane and getting mad because if we crash, I'll just be a byline. God damn it.
Oh man. Who did you see that made that bit happen?
Oh, that's been with me forever. Just a thought when you're on and you're like, holy shit, that's, some movie star or something or a singer. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of, I don't know. You ever think you're going to die in a plane? Have you ever thought you were have you ever been on a flight where you're like, this might be it?
I remember being on one flight that was the turbulence was so shitty that I was just like, it has happened,
Yeah.
Maybe this is my time. I've said that. I told you that story, right? Where like I was next to an older woman and we were having crazy turbulence and I was like, and she's just gripping the things like, whoa, but she doesn't seem freaked out. And I was like, if you want to, you can hold my hand. And she's like, no, I'm fine. I have 3 children and they all have grandchildren. If it's my time, I'm ready. And I'm like, fuck you.
Bitch, don't curse the rest of us.
Out of your mind. Fuck your family.
Just some woman, take me, Lord, put your hands down.
Marin was talking about it on his podcast at one point. He was on a plane that was like bucking, and some dude just went, "Oh God, not like this!" Marin's like that moment where you're like, "Keep it together, dude." Like,
I had specific playlists of like, this might be it. Let's put on them sweet jams.
oh, do you have a song you'll throw on at the moment?
Well, I had a whole playlist of like kind of, I feel lonely, but also these are like, it was just power ballads. Like it.
Oh.
I mean, I've have an old joke, but there is like crashing your car and somebody can find out what song you crashed.
I remember that. And you don't want to, like, I remember the bit was you don't want to die to like a horrible song.
Yeah, I drove through like a gang shootout in
Right.
Highland Park listening to the
Remember
Go-Go's. Not that the song was bad, it just didn't match the mood.
It would be weird to catch a bullet to the chest and bleed out to Vacation.
Yeah, I was like, our lips are sealed. I'm like, see, the song says I won't rat on you guys. Leave me out of this.
Can you hear they talk about us? Yeah.
Here's what I can't stick up for the cruise ships, but I do love a Cirque du Soleil. I'd be mad if that went away. It's fun for kids, but also horny at the same time. I like cruise style fun, but on land. It's fun for
Solid.
kids, but horny at the same time. That's the kind of shit that will get you buried nowadays. Now that we've unearthed the cannibal pedophile ring, that the cabal that runs all of Hollywood. I don't know if you've run into that at all. Working in Hollywood.
The application I sent you to join Q, because it's Kyle. We gotta work together. We gotta, QAnon is.
No, I'm in Hollywood. I'm one of the cannibal pedophiles.
Oh, okay. I get.
Which is such a weird choice. Do you eat the kid or do you fuck?
You think
it?
I joined?
How do you do it?
Look, I haven't gotten the tattoo. Whatever it is, one is for all, and one is Q or something.
Where one goes, one for out. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah.
The language is tough.
A Q is just an O with a hair lip. I forget what it was, but yeah, it's either that or the elites, the pedophile squad. Yeah. That's the thing. Even if you were a pedophile, would you just be down with a ton of pedophiles, just all kicking it and hanging it out? Like,
well, what I would do if I was a pedophile would make sure that I put secret messages in everything I do, but they're not secret, so people could figure it out.
Sure.
I would really want to give some hints.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because you know what? Not only am I a pedophile, I'm also like a saucy cat burglar who likes to leave a little clue behind.
You like danger. You like being chased.
Oh, they almost got me. That's really the thrill of it.
It really is. It really is.
I'm just happy that all my least intellectual high school and college dropout friends are now the smartest people in the room because of Facebook. That's what I'm grateful for.
Hey, they watched a 20-minute YouTube video, and that is better.
That was 40 minutes long.
Or training.
Take that off the screen, Jake. Get that off the screen.
Damn,
we don't need the visual confirmation.
Please. Okay, so here
people create whole theories about screenshots.
Yes.
Don't give them that much.
Please. Okay, so folks don't know what we're raising money for this week. It's the Loveland Foundation. It raises money for Black women to allow them to have therapy, to go to therapy, basically, Black women specifically. Courtesy and brought to our attention by our guest who's coming up, Shalewa Sharpe. So far we got $25 from No Coin, Swayze Meteor, best name, 25. Mm-hmm. Very Small Giant, $5. Thank you. Anxious Pangolin, $10. Rat Tank, $10 with the message. Thanks, guys. I needed the show this afternoon. The COVID is finally encroaching on the Big Island, and my response to have some whiskey for lunch. Fucking cheers.
Oh, my man, yeah. Hey, girl on the Big Island, and Barf Bag with $25. God bless throwaway screen names.
But so the Big Island would be, okay, right, Hawaii. So all right on. That would be in the middle of the day then, on their time zone.
I got about 3 or 4 off the West Coast. So hell yeah, man, enjoy it over on the Big Island.
Yep, and hope you can get it contained like New Zealand did. That's tough.
Don't let any howlies over there. I told you how Tegan and I only spoke like surf slang after seeing the movie North Shore.
I avoided getting what would have been certainly a fat punch in the mouth when I went to Maui the first time by saying I was born and raised lying, because I was born and raised in Hawaii, because my friend married this person he shouldn't have married, and he got divorced within a month. And he was a bartender at the time, and he just was like, I've rented a house in Maui for a month with all my money. Anyone wants to come hang out. And so I was like,
yeah,
I got a couple thousand, or a couple hundred, whatever I had. And I bought a ticket and I went to and stayed at his house for the weekend with a couple people. And It was one of the happiest weekends ever because I'd never been to Hawaii before, and it was just enchanting. But everybody, there were about 7 of us, went to this. We had this one sports bar on the beach that we would just all meet up at or start our evening or whatever. And everyone is at the bar, and like I was like, "Oh, I'll catch up with you guys." And because I needed to take a shower, so I was scuba diving, and I took a shower and I put on my clothes and like I'm leaving the house and I'm walking the bar, and this dude stumbling down the street, super drunk local, huge, and he's like, "Fucking Howleys. I get kicked out of a fucking bar because these fucking Howleys," and he just sees me and goes, "Hey, bro, you a fucking Howley?" And I'm like, "No, man, born and raised." And he's like, "All right, right on." Just went by. He was so drunk. I just immediately was like, "What am I going to be like?" "Yes, no problem."
Don't you know it? You good eye.
Well, like, Jonah Ray is, born and raised.
Yeah.
You never guess. No, I mean, there's all kinds of locals, but like,
No, I had an ex that was white and but lived there, and they take a lot of shit.
I'd imagine.
Yeah. But yeah, Tegan and I saw the movie North Shore.
Oh, sure.
When we were kids, and decided we were just going to talk like that, and nobody knew. Well, we were just calling each other Howleys, and would just say and like I remember I got Tegan real good. We were at Thanksgiving, and my grandmother went to sit down next to me. I was like, "Locals only, bro," and nobody knew what that meant except Tegan, and she just lost her shit. Everybody's like, "Why are you being a dick to grandma?" I'm like, "It's locals only, bro."
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so it's the joke for the one person that's the funniest joke.
It really is. It really is. And it makes me think of Point Break when Keanu thought he'd go surf and he just got the shit beat out of him, and then Swayze saved him from those guys. And Swayze's pulling the craziest dude, the muscular guy that's just trying to murder him. And
I think Swayze talk is part of Hey Girl at this point.
I love it. But Swayze's pulling him off, and Swayze's yelling at the guy, "War Child, no, War Child." Like the guy's name. And it's like, dude, I don't care how hardcore you are. If you're like, "That's my name," everyone's going to be like, all right. Like it's pretty much like Costanza trying to get people to call him T-Bone. Like,
yeah,
we're not, Dennis, we're not going to call you War Child, man.
Somebody has to call you that. You don't get to call you that.
No, you have
Which it might have been it might have been someone from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, or it might have been Turtle from the movie North Shore,
right?
Who wound up as the guy I was working with doing voiceover said he took a surf lesson from Turtle, and he said he was just super hungover and showed up on the beach like, man, yeah, just get out there, man. Yeah.
That's so funny.
But I guess he had the Lance Burkhart board. I'm a fan of this movie North Shore that had no cultural impact whatsoever.
I remember it. Yeah.
But I love you had Laird Hamilton as a villain. Looked like an asshole.
Oh, God bless him.
Perfect like an asshole. Anyway, so the Turtle, the guy who played Turtle, I guess had a meth problem and was on Facebook Live one night and took the Lance Burkhart board from the movie and was going to drill holes in it to make it a sign for the apartment complex that he managed. Oh. So he started drilling holes in it to write Turtle's apartment complex. And everybody's like, "What are you doing, man? That's movie memorabilia." And the next day he's like, "I'm going to rehab, everybody."
Whoa. Okay. Well, all the air was
respects Turtle.
Well, it's 5:30. Let's bring on our guest, shall we? You want to intro?
Yeah, let's give, because I fucked up the intro last time. This guest from Atlanta originally, worked with her several times in New York, in Atlanta, and I think which other festivals, maybe Bridgetown, I'm not sure, but always a blast to hang out with, and I'm glad that she's doing this, coming from the East Coast, New York City. Shalewa Sharpe, everybody.
Everybody, give it up.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are y'all doing?
I like that you have a pen in your hand, like you were already handling some correspondence.
Always busy. I got to have it on me all the time.
Field reporter.
It goes with the glasses. When you decide on, not bad librarian as your essence, got to have a pen on you at all time.
Listen, I know where they hid the dirty pictures in which books, and I can tell you if you boys want to keep it down.
Yeah, that's all I ask.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you having a professional setup, as we've been doing this for months and still don't have the best lighting or backdrops.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did this. It's truly unnecessary. I haven't done enough of anything to warrant any of this. I mean, this is just a bed sheet. Do you know what I mean? This is hiding the stains of many mistakes that I couldn't get off the wall. My previous roommate had a dartboard. So rather than paint or fill in holes, we just threw a bed sheet up. You know how you make those executive decisions.
And
I will defend dartboards, though. I will defend drunken darts.
Yeah, but in the home,
you need a backdrop, not just against a wall that you're going to have a security deposit associated with.
In his defense, he had gone through a very nasty breakup, and I guess darts helped. He didn't go so far as to put the picture of the person who broke up with him on the dartboard, but he did hammer that wall in a way where I was like, this is not about the game anymore, is it? This isn't sport.
Angry darts is the funniest thing. Like, I could see golfing and being mad or going to a batting cage, but darts, any kind of anger overrides the precision you need with darts. Like,
exactly.
I can't believe that bitch. Bang! Like, the cat's dead.
Nowhere near where the dartboard was.
Straight out an open window.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough, but you have to let the healing happen.
That's true.
So.
That's true.
We all process differently.
Yes, we do.
So are you in Brooklyn now?
I am. I'm in a bunker in Bushwick. So yeah.
Bushwick bunker.
Yep.
We were getting into talking about outdoor shows. And we
pick
your brain because you've done a few.
I've done a few. I've done a couple that were in a venue that had either adjusted to outside dining, and one in a park where I guess these two guys, I hope, had a permit, but they had a PA system, and you just go in a park and you yell at people gather, and you yell at them, and that might have been the safest one because there was no real food or drink involved. So everyone came masked up and never took all their shit off. They just sat far away from you and then just hopefully laughed. I mean, not during my set, but
at this point, just wear the mask and you could bring a speaker that has laughter pre-recorded to just be like, I want to give you what you deserve, but I'm not in the mood to enjoy.
Yeah, no, it's been the 3 times that I've done it have been horrible. I'm like, oh, okay, so I guess I just don't do live comedy anymore. Word. All right, that's cool. That's cool. We can pivot. I think we can pivot. I think I learned that. And
we gotta adapt. We're all learning how we gotta adapt. Well,
yeah.
I want to say, Shalewa, that's one of the things I appreciated. I think I met you in Atlanta, I think.
Yep.
When all the fellas were still back there, Beards of Comedy, everybody.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, you're mature and have a sophisticated, like, why are you hanging out with everybody?
That's what they told me to do. That's what they're like, you want to do comedy, you gotta go to Star Bar and do comedy. And I'm like, Star Bar?
All these jerks.
All right, I guess, but yeah, so that's what I did. And I just watched people younger than me just get drunk. And I'm like, yeah, that's part of it. Okay, good on you. All right. That's all right. Yeah.
It's a boozy scene. It really is. That's
it is.
Around that show starts at midnight, correct?
No, it just feels like it. It starts. It would start at like 9 or 9:30, something like that. Okay. But it can go until midnight, and then if certain locals showed up, it could go until much longer.
Right.
And then it depends on how much the host Rodney felt like talking. I mean,
Rodney.
Yeah. So.
All right, everybody, put your dick skinners together.
Well, the last time I saw you, Shalewa, was in
There we go. There's old Rodney and
that's Andy.
Andy. Who's
Yeah.
mhm.
on the mention.
Last time I
some
saw you was
surgery, I
in
heard.
at Union Hall.
Oh, right.
doing that David Cross show, and you had that bit that sticks with me about the underwire bra.
Oh, sure. Yes.
About how you will not abandon your underwire bra.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
And how, and what did you, and the,
Oh, that it something about Pittsburgh. Oh, yes.
you said you're like, you yelled at all the women in the audience with like soft under.
Yeah, with just like elastic waist.
You're
and
like,
it's,
you bitches killed Pittsburgh.
yeah,
It's like, that's the best.
it's because of you.
Because of you, the steel industry is
It's
dead.
gone.
Like I love it when there's a thing at the end of a joke that I didn't see coming at all.
Yeah, that.
That's
I
what
said the first time I said it, I just said it, and then when I got home, I was like, "Ooh, I need to make sure that that's the city that had the steel."
It is.
Okay, good. I never looked it up. I think there's a team. I don't know. Who knows?
I've had those moments of like thinking you're hammering a point home and you're just way off, but the confidence got other people on board, and then they realize like, wait, he was wrong, and then you're like,
have you seen someone like they laugh and go, huh? Like they kind of look at you like you almost had it, and I was
when I see it, I say, well, now that is part of the joke. The joke is that the character I'm playing is a real idiot and is so close to being right and yet is not. And so that's what you were picking up on, but you just got to roll with the character. So that's usually what I say when I'm called out on it.
I got my ass handed to me in Charlotte, and tell me if I've told this story so I don't continue on it.
Okay.
I did something about how like I don't know how microwaves work, but I'm just glad they're around. And I was like, I opened my mouth. I was like $50 or $100. I looked at my wall. I got $100 bill. I got $100. Anybody here could explain how microwaves work?
Oh no. Yeah.
And then a guy was like, the waves, they're radio waves, and they get in the mic, like the microwaves go in and then they get trapped. Like, I'm butchering it, but he had like an explanation. I'm like, I gotta give this motherfucker $100. But then another audience member was like, yeah, but where did the microwaves come from? And then the first guy goes, I don't know, man, I got mine at Walmart. I'm like, I gotta give both these guys $100 right now.
Fair is fair.
Yeah, that's true.
Then you the audience member got a bit out of it. Where the microwaves originate? I don't know, man. I got mine at Walmart. Fuck you guys. How am I supposed to be up here in a position of a comedic authority after that?
Did they have like a door deal with the club or something? Is that why
I gave the one guy the 100. I'm like, you guys both got to just split it and drink right now. Split it with each other. But it was also kind of beautiful because everybody was like having fun. Nobody was trying to win. Like, it wasn't like beat the comic heckle. It was just like, oh, you wanted to ask a question? Here's an answer. I'm like, this is what I get.
Right.
Here you go.
I will never speak to an audience member again.
Never.
I've learned.
I should love these Zoom shows, but I don't. I should really love them for the no audience interaction.
Oh, I kind of do. Man, here's the thing, and I don't know how many people are really talking about it in a way, because I feel like some folks are, and then they go and get into their sadness bag, and then maybe they try to joke their way out of it. Outside of the fact that it's a pandemic and the racial little oopsie that we're having. Outside of, and then of course the administration and all of the other things, just being home and not deal with, I'm loving it personally. I don't necessarily, people are fine, and I sort through them and I pick out the ones that I like, and then I just kind of keep it moving. But I'm not like really trying to just be out here with the people. Like, what do we do? Yeah. So and also I'm able to work I have a day job and I can do it from home, which is weird because it's being an office manager and I don't technically have an office. So it was the laziest position in my office, and it just got lazier.
Right.
I'm like, what are we doing? This
You're
is
living
great.
your-
Cheryl, did you take Staples? I see Staples in the back of the Zoom.
Right.
Did you
Yeah.
take those Staples?
Yeah. I'm kind of loving it a lot. Oh, I mean, then again, I also think about, the death and the oopsies and all of that stuff. But for the most part, I mean, I should have learned how to cook, but other than that, I think I'm
Well,
good.
I feel like you're adding guilt to yourself that shouldn't exist.
Yeah, no. I mean, others
So-
they're still making Pop-Tarts, so I'm still going to thrive.
There you go.
I've been.
We got. I have up until a week ago had a pregnant wife, and so we have 3 boxes.
That really makes it sound like
Yeah, like,
she
and
the
then
baby
what
died.
happened? Yeah.
I forgot all about the joys of a Pop Tart. We'll have just an afternoon snack Pop Tart. Oh,
It's
the best.
great. It's great.
So-
I had to admit that I'm an adult and I've started to eat the ones without frosting. It's a different game.
That's all right.
Get out of here.
Don't do that, Kyle.
Jake, cut off Shalewa's
I'm
mic.
telling you.
Oh,
Cut her mic.
I'm
Kyle,
telling
don't
you.
judge her lifestyle
It's
choices.
Is it
Trust
because you have your own favorite flavor of frosting that you spread
No.
on the Pop-Tart?
no.
Unacceptable.
Kyle will
Unacceptable.
thing.
accept your Pop Tart
Look,
if you
we've been-
Frankenstein your Pop Tart.
We're going to go to a new guest.
tasting we've been tasting the sweet poison of the frosting, but we've been really missing out on the sweet poison of the filling.
Okay.
But when you get it without it, it's a different, I mean, it's still sweet and it's still poison, but it's a different taste. It's like, oh, I can really taste what they think a strawberry is supposed to do. It's really, I
Dude,
can't.
That's
I
you're-
can't-
Just
You're
a CEO with a black coffee and an unfrosted Pop-Tart. I'm here to get shit done. Listen, people are getting laid off today, and I'm doing it without shedding a tear.
It's just
I
FedEx.
have no sugar on this Pop-Tart. I have no sugar in this coffee. Bring them in. I'm cutting.
Absolutely.
You're killing me because you're making me think of Sam J's bit of if when your food costs less than $1 at like Taco Bell, they're just,
Right.
they just added some cancer to fill it out.
Right.
Little
Yeah.
cancer. And it's like it
Just
made
to
me think
thicken it up.
of John Roy's bit about
Mhm.
it's just like if a taco costs less than $1, it's like food
Yeah.
shouldn't cost less than gum.
Yeah. Whatever you're
Here's
doing
the
to
thing,
make
I
that
do-
cost less than $1, don't do that on mine. That's his line.
Right.
Because everybody's had that bit too, because we all go through the early stages of writing comedy about premise. Mine was like, you should never see full homeless people in front of a place.
Oh. Wow, I don't really. I'm trying to think if I've made. I mean, I do talk about food a lot,
But
lot.
you're a better comic than us, Shalewa. so
No.
you're good.
Honestly, I think it's just those are conversations that I had when I was like working instead of being before I started comedy. Because by the time I started comedy, the things that people were joking about were normal in my 20s conversations.
Mm.
And they were just
Yeah.
saying them on stage, and I would have just been saying them like in a record store or to a very uninterested like bookstore customer or something like that.
But that's when you knew, oh, that was like that confidence builder in comedies. Watching people like, oh, my friends already said this without even thinking it would be a bit, and this is somebody that got a set at a show.
Yeah.
All right, I can scratch a little deeper on this subject and maybe come up with some jokes, because if this is just what
Yeah.
you got on stage with, this is just what people I know that are already funny, that have no interest in pursuing comedy, talk about. This is how they
Yeah.
talk.
That
Well,
was
No, go
What-
ahead.
I was going to say that was a wild thing when I started and I watched people kind of work their way through things, and I was like, and I'm still thinking like, okay, I'm going into this, I need to be as good as whoever's album I'm listening to right now. Like I have to be that good. And then I go to an open mic and I'm like, oh no, I don't. Oh, I don't. Oh, that's a relief. Because that guy is confident as fuck, and none of this is good. But Yeah. So that kind of helped a lot.
I will say it is that thing that I've just noticed about dudes where we'll get a mic and our voice will get projected and go, you'll see some hack comics be like, yeah, like this is how it should be. Like my whole life should be this. And you have these brilliant female comedians that their voice get projected and they'll kind of, go inward a little bit and have far better jokes. But like, I definitely had that thing early on where I was so loud on the mic and like, we just kind of just thought I had to put on a show. And
you're a theater dude. You're from a theater background.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it was, I just thought that A, that's how it was. And B, I thought I had to put on a giant show. But you watch someone like, like Aparna Nancherla or, any number of people that kind of just are reserved. I've talked about this in the show, but where I did a show at Sea Level Records in Echo Park, which is gone now. And I got up and we're on this giant crate and I got so loud and was like yelling at people and stuff and, did okay. And then Zach Galifianakis gets on and goes, "Hey guys, can you be quiet?" And everyone just hushed. And I was like, that's all I had to.
Well, no, that's all Zach Galifianakis had to do.
No, but he wasn't even that big yet. I mean, he was, but like, anyway. But I feel like
Zach Galifianakis at a record store in Echo Park in the middle.
Yeah, no, that's big.
Was
that's
the
big.
ultimate hipster fucking check
I
your
think,
bingo box.
I'm pretty sure that's like a type on a dating app or something. Like,
Yeah.
Are you looking for a? Yeah, absolutely.
That is a scene from a movie for sure.
Yeah. I did at a dispensary back when they were just medical dispensaries, and I'll get my moments, but I don't think I'm particularly bellowing or overbearing. I'm a little guy is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought, I'm like, oh, it's a regular comedy show. I went up like, all right, y'all seen this? And it was a dispensary, so everybody's just high as shit.
Yeah.
And I hit a punchline, like this punchline works, and it was just quiet, and just somebody was like,
It's amazing.
and I wanted to hate him, but I'm like, yeah, I'm in your house. You're not in my house. I'm in your house. You're right. This is not what you came out for. You came out
Doing
for
comedy
some
at a
mellow
weed club
vibes.
is so weird because everyone's just bemused. Like,
Yeah.
Because to them, loud laughter feels like violence. They're so mellowed out.
I've done a show where there was a dinner served beforehand and all of it's been infused with the ganja, all of it. And so by the time the show starts, it is like starting to enter the bloodstream and everyone is just sinking into seats. And I'm like, okay, let's do. And I think I talked about candy. I remember the last one I did, I talked about candy for like 10 minutes and they were all just like, yep. Yeah.
Hotheads or second graders. Either way, you treat the audience the same.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's kind of what I do is I go out and I get very quiet and I try to give them my best like fourth grade teacher. And people just kind of like, oh, wait, no, either she's got information for me or I'm in trouble or either way, I need to like tone it down. And that's almost how I get people to listen. But then I talk again and they're like, oh. And then
that's what I always liked. Like you always had this like command of the stage, like this very authoritative, but not like overbearing. Like, all right, you're all gonna shut up because I'm gonna do my set now. And everybody's like, yes, we will. Okay, yes,
you got it.
You're right. We've been acting up. We've been rambunctious. You're right.
You're right. We'll turn it down.
Let's go around and do an ooh girl. Want to do an ooh girl?
Okay. All right.
Okay. So Kyle, you go first.
Oh, all right. I got a ooh girl. All right. Well, because you know that. So Rachel bought roller skates.
Oh yes, that's been a very popular purchase lately.
Yeah, she's like, well, we got nothing to do.
Like true 4 on the floor roller skates, right? Not like none of that blader shit. I can't say blader shit because my roommate's a blader and Kevin Socher, he's right behind me, so he.
Oh shit, Socher's in. Oh hey, what's up,
Kevin?
Fruit booter. That's even more derogatory.
Yeah, no, that's
That's
terrible.
for someone that doesn't know what that means. It's listening. They're like, hey,
Hey,
take it easy with your
Well,
homophobia.
I can kind of guess. Well, because so told you last week about how we throw on. It's honestly, it's probably not great, but we throw on like whatever kind of music applies to the food that we're eating.
okay. Yeah, that could, I get it. And as a theme in the house, I get it. But I could see where if that became a tweet, that might be someone's going to take an issue.
We're not making fun of anything, but well, because it came to a zenith last week. We got round table pizza and we were putting on Renaissance Fair music and it was just too much. But so we have playlists, and then sometimes we just have like burger night and she's put on a roller skating mix.
Mhm.
And I got Sirius XM radio in the car and have like just some groove station on. Just throw me some wild cards because I'm just plain old suburban white pop punk Kyle.
Right.
Needs some wild cards thrown in.
Okay.
And there's a song. It's by it's by a band called One Way. It's called Cutie Pie.
Cutie Pie.
Okay.
Oh.
From Kings of Comedy when Cedric the Entertainer does
Is that the song? That's the Cedric song.
Yeah.
That's the backing into a parking. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
parking song.
That's Cutie Pie.
Okay.
One Way
it
is
sounded familiar. I'm not. This kind of stuff doesn't enter my life regularly.
Nope. I get that.
And
Absolutely.
I was
Yes.
just in the car and it came on and it was one of those, like you said, it's coming up. It's coming up in it. We're all trying to hold up an umbrella and it's raining bricks outside right
Yes.
now, where the world is. But I was just in the car, just undeniable.
So funky.
Mhm.
Just made the angry face at it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, the screw face. Anything that makes you do
Hey,
that. Mhm.
Came in the house, put it on, and now we're just in suburban Portland with that jamming out of the house with the blinds open, letting people know it doesn't have to be how you think it's supposed to be. You could be in your own house and just live your life the best you possibly can. Because if I get stoned enough, like I said, I am real socially anxious with weed, but I also can't not dance to heavy beats.
Oh, I've seen that. We've danced. We've danced at after a show in Atlanta. We took you. There was a concert you wanted to go to, so Kevin and I took you to that concert. And then afterwards, I went to my friend owns a gay club that's around the corner, and you came in. And when I tell you, you started busting a move immediately.
Was I?
You came in and you were doing something, and I guess I looked at you and you were like, "You don't know my life, Shalewa," and just I was like, "You right? I don't. You absolutely right.
That's
I know
fantastic.
nothing."
I don't even remember this.
No, yeah, you should definitely scrub that. But yeah, I know,
well,
I know
no,
you have
it
it
just-
in you.
If I'm like super stoned, I'm like, I can't talk to anybody. I can't communicate. I second guess everything. But the movement, I can't help the movements. I can't help just like, just let it happen, man. So anyway, that's my ooh girl is song Cutie Pie.
Oh, that's good.
So good. So funky. That's dope.
Yeah. I like that.
I think mine is RVs because my parents quarantined for 2 weeks. Shalewa, I don't know if you know, I had a kid. We could go.
Yep, I heard.
Okay.
Mhm.
The way you said it made it sound like your wife and child died.
Yes, right. But I
Earlier.
figured they must have made it.
But not the past tense had. No.
Yeah, you ran over, but
Yes, but no.
we both picked up when you're like, up till a week ago, I had a
pregnant wife.
Pregnant,
and then
right, I forgot
and
it.
then you just kept
Sorry.
talking. We're like that. It sounds
right,
Weird.
little.
No, but so like my folks, there's this service you can like Airbnb someone else's RV, and so they drove down from Portland to LA, which is just like I love that people can just do that now and just kind of go and head someplace
Wow.
and visit if they're not too far away and kind of. It's called outdoorsy.com. Carrie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they did that with RVs.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
And the
That's
dude was
kinda-
crazy helpful. Like my parents were like had a question about it, and they called him, and he was like just walked them through it and stuff. There's a little like little kitchen in there, and it's basically like a vaunted van, like a giant van.
Right.
So, you know, I just think
They
that's my old girl because it was so cool to
Sprinter,
get
they get
down here to hang.
Sprinter, Class B. What they do? What are they doing with this?
What Class B?
I have to base my future comedy career in an RV. So trust me, man. I've talked to you about this.
I had to look it up. When they were here, but yeah, it's a Class B. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's mine. You know,
That's nice.
It's rad that people can
Get out, roll right into a national park. You don't have to worry about setting up a tent or waterproofing or weather. Park it, sleep, eat your food, then go see some of the.
Yeah,
one
friend of
one of the
mine,
amazing things American did correctly was establishing national parks.
my friend Millie just drove across country, and she stopped at the Grand Canyon, and she was like, "You're able to just park at the canyon." She's like, "I've never seen that before. There's no one.
rad.
You just boop, and it's there." But she was like, "Yeah, they stopped at a bunch of national parks on the way, and they were for the most part empty, but you know, I guess still beautiful or whatever."
I guess, dude.
Whatever.
Like that, yeah.
The ever depleting natural state of the earth. You know.
Yeah, you know, if you were into that kind of thing.
I will give the Grand Canyon credit. Like, you think in this day and age of everything being lawsuits and everything, like Grand Canyon is like, yeah, it's a big hole in the earth. So if you go by the edge, you could fall off and die. Tough shit. We're not putting up railings.
Yeah, I mean, figure it out.
I kept thinking, like, I'm like, oh well, I guess people die. Maybe they kind of like underplay it, so more people come to the canyon. Like, no, you go to the gift shop, and there's a book of like deaths at the Grand Canyon. It's probably from the explorer days. It's like, no, 1836 up until 2009. I'm like, oh, you're gonna tell me about everybody. They don't care. They're like, you want to do dumb shit, you'll die.
Yeah, you'll make it in our book, but there's got to be a better way.
We got a list. We're always adding to it.
Oh my
the
God.
amount of selfie deaths are overwhelmingly dudes on the edge of just check me out, bro, and just going. Like,
I'll ruin your life by saying go on Reddit and go to last known photo.
oh.
No.
My eyes just got huge. Kara's eyes just she's holding a baby.
It's a lot of like guys like, I'm about to go on my big motorcycle trip.
Oh
See you later.
my God. All right. See, this is why you have to have a pen. Absolutely.
Are these wolves or dogs?
Oh, that's so great.
Do you
have a little girl, something you want to celebrate unadulteratedly?
Okay, yes, I do have an girl. I've been cycling through various ways to make it through these past few months. Now I've been making my own playlists. And so, but even within the playlist, there's like a song or two that just kind of sticks with me. Like I made one called Lunchbox Purse, which is just all of the music from the 90s, alternative music from the 90s by women. So it's I tried to make it not as breeders heavy as I want to, but it was tough, you know. Some
Jackson,
yeah. So you know, a little throwing muses, all kinds of shit, all the stuff.
Okay.
But and then I made one called New Millennium Shouty, and that is like R&B by Black men from the years like 2006 to 2011, somewhere in there. It's basically it's like T-Pain. Anything T-Pain touched, it feels like, is what it turned out. There is a song by a fella named Lloyd, just Lloyd. And it's called, he had a few hit songs, but he had one song called Lay It Down. And it samples Patti LaBelle's I Love You, Need You. It's a song that even Nelly sampled for a song, but it is truly ridiculous. His voice is very high. It's bombastic and at your face. He's trying to tell you to lay your head down on his pillow, because he's going to make love to you tonight, but he's screaming at you, and I can't stop. I love it so much. He's just like, your head on on my pillow. And I'm like, just like, lay it down, lay it down, lay it down. Oh, lay it down. I'm, oh,
Yeah.
bruh, I'm down. I'm down.
This feels like an assault.
It's actually, if memory serves, like kind of a mellow song.
It is.
It's just lay it down, lay it.
Yeah,
and
it's not
he's
even
freaking.
just
Yeah.
screaming through it, and it's so. And of course, at that time, innuendo was very just like not even just like I'm a. It's no Cardi B. You know what I mean? But it's still like, I need a hood girl. So tie your hair up. Yeah, it's just real. I'm like, I'm not buying any of this. I'm not buying any of this. You're screaming at me. I don't think you're going to do any of the things.
But do you mean the like Cardi B of the song Wings and Pizza?
Yes, wings and pizza. Her metaphor work in wings and pizza.
Kara, where was that?
In worship and prayer. It's been amazing. It's been so good.
Water and power. Cardi B, water and power.
Water and power. No, Cardi B posted the thing that Domino's tried to co-opt it and be like wings and pizza too. Like,
oh man.
It was good,
sneaking in, like, how about it? Nah, okay.
No,
I
just
all right.
thought I'd ask. Maybe you'd like some free wings and pizza.
Y'all still matter, though. Y'all still matter. That kind of thing.
Well, I mean, I love that whole thing was exactly what like Too Short used to do and everything, where it's just like, look, the more you talk about this, the more money I'm going to make. So please talk about how offensive this is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get me more likes, get me more clicks. It's just ridiculous. Right.
Well, let's go down some of these donation lists. We got $50 from Albrechts. Come on, Swayze Kinane erotic fan fiction for $5.
Nice work.
You know what? Maybe I'll put a dollar amount and I'll get back in that erotic fan fiction game. bless our curmudgeonly friend Brian Cook for doing that show. Slacker Joe $20. Feral Cat $10. Straight up Helen Dirt Nap. Annie Harrington, $10. The Oopsies, $5. Swayze Meteor with another $10. Rod Knorr, old Rodney with $10. Probably wearing his own merch when he donated that. The VC, $10. The Bubba Master, $5 with quotes, keep comedy alive. We're trying, Bubba Master. And Ray Gun Cereal, $5. We got $310.
All right.
Charity, $310 for Loveland Foundation. That's, do you want to, well, I mean, sorry, I can't read and try and do another thing. My multitasking,
you read it all.
Single tasking's gone to shit.
It's a lot, yeah.
Let's so Shalewa, do you have anything you want to plug or people know where they can find you? Like all of our viewers and listeners, like you have to find out about this comedian if you don't know who she is.
Oh, sure. I'm on all of the important social media. So, your Twitter, your Instagram, your Venmo, all of these things, at Silky Jumbo.
Silky Jumbo.
All one word, traditional spelling.
Sure.
As you would spell Silky Jumbo.
As you would know, extra Q's or Z's or anything, just Silky Jumbo. And that's kind of it. If I'm doing anything, that's where I'll say it. But I mean, we'll see. But that's where I am, cracking jokes and whatnot.
Hell yeah. All right. And we got over $300 for the Loveland Foundation.
Oh, that's fantastic. Cause Lord, we need some therapy.
Yeah. I mean, it saved my life. It put me on the right track,
Yeah.
Making good choices and leading me to where I needed to be. I can't recommend, counsel enough. When people say to me, like, why do you go to therapy? I'm like, because you have someone in your life you could say anything to. No one has that. If you don't have a therapist, you don't have that, Yeah,
that's true. It is very, at some point, someone's going to go, hey, man, I'm not the one.
Yeah,
I've been using the guy over at Chipotle for that right now. So
yeah. But at some point, you're going to have to
think about killing yourself. Yeah, just like throwing it out there.
Mild.
Sir, please, mild.
I only got 5 more topping stations to resolve this, so you might want to get on it. I need some answers because we're already at sour cream, so you better hit me up with some knowledge. Otherwise, we're in trouble.
Please. Yeah.
Shalewa, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you,
Thanks
darling.
for
Appreciate
having
Silky
me.
Jumbo on the medias.
Mm-hmm.
Keep doing those park shows. Keep doing.
Yeah.
I think the problem with it's a problem with high ceilings, like the outdoors, is the laughs
That
go
could be
upwards.
it.
That's all it
Yeah,
is.
that's
all
true.
it is.
I'm battling dogs. You know what I
I'm-
mean? Everyone loves a dog.
I might do.
So-
I start doing shows at dog parks that people didn't ask me to show up to.
Yeah, I mean, no, if you just occasionally say a name of a breed, you'll get attention, and then you can just launch into a joke. And then they think
Yes.
it's going to end with the breed.
And you also
And
you
then
have to find the equivalent of a town outside that town makes fun of breed wise. You know,
Right. Yeah.
So you're just like, what's this guy? A fox terrier? And everyone's like, yeah, they
Yeah,
suck.
woo,
That dog's the worst.
right.
Shih Tzu. This guy must be from Melrose Park.
Yep, exactly.
Local
Absolutely.
reference.
Hey, we got an extra $5 from Cow Penis.
No, that's exactly where I'd expect an extra $5 to come from.
That's
That's
where they
exactly
hide
right.
them.
That's
That's where they hide them. All right, Shalewa, thank you for joining.
Thank you so much for
hey,
having
girl.
me, guys. It's so good to see you too.
Good to see you too.
Absolutely, it's good to see you too. Be good, and this wraps up another delightful Friday evening.
Thanks, guys.
With
Thanks
old
for joining
Hagel.
us. Take care.
Keyboards.